Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here. We're drinking beer and play a game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour podcast. Yes, hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 305. Thank you for joining us tonight. And speaking of joining us, we got us a full house tonight because we have Randy, we have Ray, and we have Cody. Woo! 3/4 of the Rich Dickman Show here with us tonight. Boys, how are you doing?
Good. If you go by talent, we're like 94% of the Rich Dickman Show.
Well, I have to say Rim is 80% actually. Sorry. I'm contractually obligated. I don't want to get fired.
I like how you have our plug as your background. This man Boy Scouted up and came prepared.
He never stops. I respect the grind set there. And speaking of plugs, boys, I know you got the main show and you've got side stuff going on. Feel free. Drop them away. Randy, let's start with you.
Oh, okay. Well, Rich Dickman is my main squeeze. It's ending at 3:01, so get it while it's hot. We have 3 episodes left. And then I'm currently working on starting a YouTube channel called Bite and Slice, announcing it here live. It's going to be tech reviews and pizza reviews, tech walkthroughs. So the first video is teaching you how to install a local AM model. So it's pretty fun.
Nice.
It runs on a CPU too.
And wait, isn't there? That's not the words that's behind you, though. You've got something behind you. You should be plugging too, shouldn't you?
I forgot about our main funding source. WhatWouldJesusDraw.com? Hit me up, Saudi Arabia, if you still want to buy it.
They would be in the market, wouldn't they?
Yes, they made an offer once, but it was only 10,000. I thought I could get more.
10,000
Randy. Yeah, 10,000 what? Randy,
US dollars.
You're lucky that someone, I think that was Jim that saved you there. You almost got kicked off the Rich Dickman Show for not
3 episodes out.
plugging the wrong thing there.
Yeah, Rem threatened all of us before the show.
Dude, Rem will just rapid fire that during the course of an episode. He'll be like, yeah, I had a good weekend, whatwouldjesusdraw.com. And, I took the kids at whatwouldjesusdraw.com.
He does do that.
It's almost an art form how he pulls it off. Cody, what about you? What you got going on?
Oh my God. I've been doing the video editing, producing, animating for a sports book called VIP Plays, and it's only, don't go looking for it unless you're from Tennessee, because it's only available in Tennessee. But I've been helping these guys, and I read some like temp voiceover, and I got their AI voiceover robot fired. I took his job, so it feels good to get a fucking robot fired. You know what I mean? It's just yeah. But yeah, I didn't know they were going to use it, and so apparently people in Tennessee are hearing my voice right now, telling them to go bet on things and sports teams and such. It's fun. I'm excited.
Awesome. I tweeted at Glenn Jacobs,
Congrats.
so maybe Kane will get your back.
I was going to say, what, there's no promo code for the fine people in Tennessee for any of our listeners to go on there and use?
It's actually LiveTN, LIVETN. I don't know what it gets you, but it's a promo. It's a promo
Doesn't
code.
It get you in the sweepstakes?
That probably just betting on anything will get you in the sweepstakes.
Oh wow!
Yep, free entries.
And of course, Ray, what do you got going on, my man?
Honestly, not much. Did a vacation last week. Started playing God of War Ragnarok on the PC finally, and so I'm basically just stuck on that. Right, like if I have free time, that's what I'm doing. So basically, as soon as we can wrap this up, I can go back to playing games.
Yo, he's literally wearing the "I paused my video game to be here" shirt right now.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
I love it. And that was a perfect transition because, so Ray, if you've been playing God of War Ragnarok lately, has that been like your main thing, like for the past like couple weeks? What have you been playing before that?
So I do this thing. Okay, so I kind of plug this to anyone that hasn't heard this before. The Epic Game Store, their downloader, right? The actual app. If you go on there every week, they give away 1 to 2 games. Around Christmas, they give away like 20 games, and they throw in some like actual good AAA games every once in a while.
It's weird.
Yeah, which is nice. So I have like 350 games or something like that. I bought probably like 10 of them. So basically, I don't really go buy games when they come out. I just wait for them to go on sale because I have more than I can play.
That's
right?
how I know I'm old now.
yes. Well, so with that being said, when The Last of Us Part 1 came to PC, When I can't remember when that was, a while ago, over a year ago, right? Well, it finally went on sale, so I bought that. And then the same time, a month or so later, Ragnarok went on sale. So I just beat The Last of Us Part One, which this could be another topic of discussion. I did that after watching the show. Like I never played it.
Monster.
I know,
You
right?
monster.
Well, and then so now I got Ragnarok, which I played the first, the 2018 release a while
was
ago.
good
Beat
too.
that like last year, which is
That was
it was
good
awesome.
too.
So now doing Ragnarok, and now I'm like, I started again, started watching The Last of Us season 2. Got through the first 4 episodes now, right?
Mhm.
But I haven't played part 2. So it's anyway. But that's my thing, is like trying to play through those, and then in the meantime, there's stuff like Hunt Showdown's awesome, Hitman 3, the World of Assassination, just stuff like that.
Nice.
So
Hunt
having
Showdown.
watched the show first, are you as pissed as like most of the online community is about like Ellie's casting and a lot of what they did with the show? Because it seems like people who played the game first are just like, oh, she's terrible casting. Was like with a fresh set of eyes, did you really care, or were you still like, something's off here?
No, I really didn't like her. And I shouldn't say it, not to be too harsh, but I felt like it's like trying too hard to be sarcastic, and it doesn't come with an ease that you would like to see, no matter what, whether you're mirroring the game or not. So honestly, they could have done better. Do I hate it? No, just it's mediocre at best. So
Question.
Oh yeah,
Question.
we're a slightly better than mediocre show.
What question? Was the original game for not Fallout? Wow, how did I get there?
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Wasn't the original game didn't the original game for Last of Us also have casting issues for Ellie?
oh, I don't know.
I thought it was supposed wasn't that like allegedly supposed to be Ellen Page?
Oh, that's the intern.
There you go.
Like,
I think it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be something like her, and then they didn't get her, so they had something close. But
Which
then a
was
different
fine.
game, like what was it? Remember Me or something later on, actually did get her.
Oh
in some, like,
yeah, it
weird
was
kind of-
Between Two Souls or something. It was a Luke Cage shenanigan. That was a bad game. That was a Luke Cage? No, what's his
David
name?
Cage.
David Cage. That was a bad game. That was not good.
Yeah, that's one that's like it's not even like Detroit Become Human, where people were still talking about it for like 2 months after. Like that game and like no one ever talked about it. It was like, that happened.
Yeah, there was a controversy with Between Two Souls or something like that, because like Cage convinced Ellen Page to do like a shower scene, and one of the stipulations were like that, you can only see above, shoulders. But like David Cage didn't know that like hackers can like go in and free cam, and it pissed Ellen Page off, and there was a whole fallout because of that, because David Cage didn't know the difference between like a live scene and like a cut scene. It was weird that it's just like, dude, come on, you've been doing this forever. But I guess David would screw those two things up. You can tell in his work.
As they're filming, it's like she's like, "Do I have to like be naked while doing this? You're just showing my face." He's like, "Yes, yes." It captures the scene.
She's mocapped with like naked with like the ping pong balls all over her.
So what about you, Cody? What have you been playing?
Oh my god. The tried and true right now is Balatro. I'm still on it. I'm still surfing the wave. It's what I do. I've been trying to like, as Ray said, like see I'm a Steam guy. I'm trying to like troll the Steam discounts, and there's good ones in there. I'm trying to get it, but it's just like, oh man, Balatro though. Like it's eating through like my other playtime, but I'm very invested in it.
How many gold stakes have you cleared?
Just one. Yeah, I only got the one. That shit's hard. That shit's hard, man.
Dude, it is. I'm stuck. I'm sorry to cut you off. No, I'm stuck on the black chip for like, what is that? The step before, for one of these decks for like the last like 3 months now. Like I can't clear it to save my goddamn life.
Yeah, it's like purple stake or something with like rental joke. Yeah, rental jokers is the last thing before gold stake.
Right. Yeah,
or maybe gold stake is the rental joke. I don't know. I just push buttons. The brain chemicals are good. But yeah.
Nice. I mean, I'd still take it up every poop break of my life. So I'm with you right there.
It's so bad because it's on your phone too. It's like, I can't get away from that game.
I went straight from Slay the Spire into Balatro or Balatro, how the fuck you say it.
Oh,
I've basically wasted probably months of my life on my phone playing roguelike card games. It's sickness. They should never be put on there.
Those are good. Those are so good. Have you ever played Cobalt Core?
Oh fuck! No, last thing I need is another one. But no, go on.
Cobalt Core is basically Slay the Spire in sci-fi space.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
So instead of like, and it like takes from like shoot 'em up vein, but it takes it turn-based roguelike. So it's like you're like moving the ship feet at a time to dodge attacks. It's a nice way to slow the shmups down. I used as a younger man, I used to be all up on the reaction time and can do the shmups, but now it's just like, oh look, the turn-based version of it.
That'll make life easier.
Yeah, didn't they do that in the new French Final Fantasy Obscura Claire de Obscura Expedition 33 or something like that?
Oh yeah, I heard that's like a throwback to old JRPGs, and then people start yelling about it because it's not from Japan. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Yep, it's weird.
Sounds like the internet.
Yeah, but that game is beautiful but turn-based. Like it's entirely like 3D modeled, and they have the motion moves and impact frames and everything, but they just leave it at turn-based, and I like that. You do get to parry though. I think there's like real-time parrying and dodging in those games. I think, which is a nice touch.
Nice. Almost like Paper Mario-ish then, huh?
Yeah, that's gold standard.
Ooh.
That is the gold standard, specifically Thousand Year Door, because it's way better than the original Paper Mario. But yeah, that is my actual gold standard for turn-based RPGs.
I can go with that. Randy, what have you been up to?
Well, I just got gifted a Mass Effect bundle thing for $6. My friend sent that to me, and I've never played it, so I'm going to go through that. And, Cody, I had a Balatro tip for you from the intern. Hypergeometric distribution. Look it up.
I will find out what those words mean.
I used to use it during Hearthstone whenever I was the Legend player.
Yeah.
If your deck is a finite deck, then you can predict the odds of your next card.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You are allowed to peek at your remaining deck in Balatro. Not the order of it, but the pool.
Yeah. Yep, but Mass Effect is where I'm going. Other than that, I haven't played a game in like 3 weeks.
Oh,
I've been busy.
He's having withdrawals.
Yeah.
It's all right. He's on. What are you on? The RoccoW now, right? So like everything's just getting reduced.
Yeah,
you're dropping the weight.
Yeah.
You're doing your weekly check-ins. You can't even touch a video game now. It's like nothing here.
I have so much impulse control. It's terrible. I don't gamble anymore.
Everything's streamlined with RoccoW.
Yeah, I feel like they've hacked my brain in some way, and it's probably not healthy. I know I'm going to get like some like ball cancer from it or something. But
I like how that wasn't plural. Like you're just one of them.
Yeah. No, it'll just be one. I'll lose one nut, probably the left one. Be called half sack, like that guy from Sons of Anarchy.
I missed that one.
Nice. I like that reference. And Bri, let's move on over to you. What have you been playing?
I've been very limited, but I have been fucking around with Dead by Daylight still, just here and there. Very much like it. I can't help but like love how goddamn ridiculous that game is. Like you'll have a normal ass game, and then you'll have people sweating their balls off, and then you'll have brand new survivors who don't know what the fuck they're doing. The shit talk at the end is always what I live for. And
nice.
Making people question like why they go so hard in a game and spend $20 on a cosmetic. It's pretty fun.
People get sweaty.
Yeah, they really do. And there's levels like it's one of those games like any game has the unspoken rules. But like if 3 of my teammates back out because the first guy got hooked too fast, you're supposed to kind of take it easy. But some of them are like, nope, I gotta sweat this bitch out.
Okay.
I'm like, you're a nurse with like iridescent add-ons, and you don't really need to sweat. So yeah, I've just been stuck with that. I did finally rehook up the old N64, Jim. So finally get back through Ocarina of Time. So
wow,
I got GoldenEye in the background.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Jesus is playing it. Whatwouljesusdraw.com.
So if you want God chugging a beer playing beer pong while Jesus plays N64, you know the place to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes a great coffee mug, T-shirt, or whatever have you.
Oh yeah, I'll put it on a coffee mug.
Can we get lick and stick tattoos, Randy?
I'll check Printful. It's possible.
I was gonna ask. The room. What's the sweatiest toxic game multiplayer you've ever endeavored in? Because he was just saying Dead by Daylight is pretty up there, or at least can be conditionally up there as a sweaty game.
Hunt Showdown. I'm telling you, my heart rate, I can't control it. It's ridiculous. Have any of you guys even played that game?
You've recommended that to me, and it looks like Battle
to.
Royale Bloodborne, but I haven't gotten there yet. I'm sorry, but
if you like Dead by Daylight, you might like it, Brian. Like it's worth a shot, and it's not expensive
It looks
either.
really cool. It's like an FPS where it's like there's like monsters, right? But then you can also fight people.
Yeah, it's PvP versus PvE. It's both, but yeah. So there's like the zombies. So the real quick elevator pitch. There's a boss or two. So the whole point is you find the boss and kill it, and then once you kill it, you extract it with a bounty. Now there's set extraction locations. Yes, there's a map, but there's no real information. Like they're old timey guns, like 1896. I mean, like shitty guns. Everyone's got shitty guns. So there's no like rapid fire good. All the weapons are trash. So fighting the boss is not easy. Sound is critical. But if you're fighting like the zombies and just stuff around the whole map, like it makes noise, and so people know where you're at. So the whole thing is like you got to be stealthy, but not. So like if you're fighting the boss, he's loud as shit, and you're fighting, and these guys gonna beat the crap out of you, and you just get ganked. So the whole time you're just on edge the whole time, and it's endlessly fun. It never plays the same because you can build loadouts with like you can get something that's long range, short range, higher rate of fire, whatever. But whatever you end up building, inevitably you get in a firefight that's like the opposite of what your build is. And you're like, I'm fucked. Basically what happens too, when you get a hunter, you start building them up, getting perks and, building up their levels. Well, as soon as he dies, he's gone and all of his stuff's gone. So like, there's a little bit of that. Like you don't want to just like run in recklessly. So a little bit of like, you lose your stuff. So anyway, I'm telling you, no match is the same, even though you do play the same maps and things like that. You never know how many people are alive. There's no real kill indicators. It's a trip. It's a trip. Really fun to play.
Oh yeah, I would say Fall Guys is the sweatiest
for you. Yes, Fall Guys. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Maybe just fucking Fortnite because I never play, so I'm terrible at it. And when I do play it, it's just 8-year-olds griefing me and like immediately killing me, talking shit, and it's like I can't call an 8-year-old the F slur. I mean, I could.
Yeah, you can.
All right,
this is America.
You can now.
I'd feel a little bad
on your burner account.
Ooh, that is true. But yeah, so it's like I'm just sitting there getting my ass kicked by 8-year-olds. So I'm just like this. It feels like when I used to play games with my dad. It's probably what he felt like.
Yeah. So my 14-year-old daughter likes to play that. Played it when she's 13 and 14, and same thing, exact same thing. She's like, "Oh, I got my friends coming in." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just daddy daughter time, if you will." But I'm like, "Oh man, if I get my ass kicked, this is just embarrassing." They know I play video games, so I can't use the excuse of like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing at all." So yeah, that was nerve-wracking too. I get it.
Oh, it's brutal. And Brian, I have to assume you would just go with Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, right now, just because it's still fresh in my mind, and it's certainly not every game, but it's the most consistent where it's like you don't need to go that hard. Other games I kind of get, like even Hunt, like I kind of get it, like you're building up this character. Like Dead by Daylight, you don't lose anything if you really lose. Like nothing matters, and for people to go that hard, especially when a bunch of survivors give up, I'm like, come on, man. But you're just taking anger out. That's all this game became. So, what about you, Chambers?
I mean, well, I gave mine from the most toxic one.
I mean, you said Fortnite, but no, you actually said Fortnite. But what have you been?
Oh,
what have I been? One who hasn't answered that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been StarCraft. I try to start something else. I try to start games I should be playing or should be going after, and it always just go back to fucking StarCraft. I'm so goddamn addicted. Like this week, I'm going to start on X-Men. I have to start on X-Men, get the Patreon reviews out of the way, but it just brings me back in, Bri. It's my crack, it's my heroin, it's my whore, it's my everything. I love it. I love it more than anything, except for my kid.
Oh, good.
Of course, my kid.
What about your wife?
Of course, the kid.
Right. I said my kid.
Right.
So, yeah, of course, my kid and wife. But yeah, StarCraft's like an easy number 3. Fuck my dog. But
oh wow.
Yeah, I love my dog too. Fine 4, but no, it's a straight up addiction at this point. And yeah, it's a sickness. Like I literally had a weekend to myself for once, and I spent the first night just playing StarCraft, but I didn't open call in the Discord so I could let some Discord people hang out. They always want to do hangouts, and I never do them because I'm always running around with the family doing something. So that was like a nice chill night. And then the second night, I just watched a movie, which I like never do. So
yeah.
That is becoming rarer for me as I go on through life. It's just like movie nights are hard to come by nowadays, and I miss them.
right. So yeah, I just sat there. I watched some Star Trek, and I went to bed on a Saturday by 10:30. Oh, do I know how to party? But
That's pretty good.
I actually caught up on sleep for once. This magical thing I only hear about in dreams. So I didn't even know it existed. Yeah,
Sleep, that
Never
that
heard of it.
symptom of caffeine deprivation. Is that what sleep? Is that
I
what
have a pitch for you, Jim.
go on.
Like Ray, I have a theory.
I could use that too,
theory
actually.
That if you get your dad a 23andMe kit, he'll come back as 25% Korean. That's why you like StarCraft.
Ooh, you might be onto
Oh
something.
shit! That was a good one.
Because Ray found out he was half Asian, so
Yeah, quarter, but yeah,
Quarter, my
that was,
bad.
that was a while ago. But yeah, long and short of it, that story. Yeah, my sisters convinced my dad to take a DNA test. Came back 20 for him, 50% Asian, and so of course the first two things I said to him was, one, it explains your driving, and two, it explains why you're a CPA. So there it is.
It only half explains those.
yeah, only half.
So, like,
Yeah.
did he have no idea he had any Asian in him at all, or?
Oh yeah, no, zero.
Milkman.
Turns
Wow.
out the neighbors were Chinese. So his best friend growing up was his half brother.
Whoa.
And yeah, I mean, unless you guys really want to get into it, but yeah, the quick story was when he found out, all of his parents and would-be parents had all passed away anyway. He found out in his 60s, and you know, I even asked him, I was like, I mean, does it really change anything for you? And he's like, I mean, not really. Like, you've already lived your life, and you know the people you've loved, and you know you still love them and things like that. He got more involved in with that side of the family, and just got to know him and stuff like that. Kind of a fun fact is who he thought was his dad. After retiring, used to go to this bar in town, and would frequent it so much that when he passed away, they actually engraved his name. They got a little plaque on the back of the bar stool that he would go to. Turns out that the neighbors owned that bar, like just small world crazy stuff.
That's
I mean,
whack.
but yeah, it's pretty interesting. But like the whole thing being, you know, everyone was kind of just chill with it. Yeah, and I go, yeah, I guess I'm in a way you call it like a minority. I don't know. It's like a weird thing where I'm like, I don't know. You just get in these things and I go, you just never know. That's why I just find it funny when people judge. Just
like,
say,
yeah.
you just
Do I
never
do-
know.
Do I
mind
get a
if
I-
checkbox? Can I get a grant?
That's what I thought about. Now this is, I think this is a funny joke. I like to say I used to be racist, but now I'm self-deprecating. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, but I mean, at the like for real, like I know a guy that he's an in-law of an in-law kind of a thing. He grew up and he was like, man, I really want to be a chef because my grandpa was Italian. So I want to be a chef. That the Italian heritage. Well, finds out his grandfather was adopted, and so he wasn't even French or Italian or whatever he thought he was.
Damn.
So long and short of it, just judging people is never a good thing. You might be wrong about stuff. As well as I say, it's nice to enjoy your heritage, absolutely, but don't make it your identity. Those people too. Yeah, it's a little. You just never know. People find a lot of stuff on those DNA tests. That's all. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my grandma to take one so that I can find out if my third great grandfather, George Washington Adams, was a bastard son of John Quincy Adams' son, George Washington Adams, because he was born right around the time that dude was whoring around in Ohio. So there's a chance because he was born on his obituary. There's no reference to his parents. So there's like a less than zero chance that I'm related to old John Adams.
You're gonna get it back as John Quincy Adams. You're gonna be like, damn it, not the shitty one.
Yeah.
The knockoff.
Yeah, the son.
I didn't do a 23andMe. I just waited for my sister to take one, and then I stole her results.
Oh, smart.
Smart. I just figured the government would find another way to get my DNA out of me, so I don't need to take.
Oh, they
the
already
test.
have
It's
it
fine.
somewhere. It's like in a file.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. So,
Yeah.
Ray, it's safe to assume you're drinking Asahi tonight.
Balvenie, double wood 12 year. Sorry, I know the beer is in the name. It's in the name of the show. I'm on the road. I'm in a hotel room. I go to Bevmo. I see the scotch, and I just can't. I can't resist.
Can't
dude.
not.
No, no.
Nice.
Hey, we've had people here who drink anything or drink nothing. We don't really give a shit. So
Well, I do have the. I don't know. I can't say things with a Scottish or Irish accent. Shield egg. Shield egg. I don't
Brian,
know.
you
take it.
pretend you're
Space
Irish.
egg.
You tell us.
18,
Yeah.
18 year.
He said
It's
it
good.
right.
I had a little bit of that
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Cody, what about you?
What
What you
about
got?
you, Cody? I see you sipping away.
Yeah, I got the Angry Orchard again. Not a beer. I feel bad, but I'm working with what I got.
Closer than me.
You
At
can't
least
have
we
too
played
many of
games.
these will sugar bomb you if you overdo it. But it is refreshing if you're keeping it to one or two.
Yeah. Pretty damn delicious. What about you, Randy? What you got tonight?
Aqua, and occasionally I like to drink my weed and smoke my alcohol personally. So
The LA
Yeah.
Beast method. Perfect.
yes, yep. Mhm.
All right. What about you?
but- yep.
Oops, sorry, Randy. Go
Oh
on.
no, I didn't know. Sorry, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Tonight, Chambers, I'm doing the Juicy Monkey. So obviously, ever
Oh.
since Golden Monkey came out, there's all the variations. This one's 9.5%. It's the IPA. Ton of pineapple and orange flavor. Already halfway through this one. It's
Swing me that
delicious.
can art.
Yeah, it's
Spin
actually
that
it's
can
pretty
art.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, they always put a nice amount of effort into their cans.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with the sour one, Golden Monkey. I've had a million times. So Juicy, I think that's one of the few I didn't have yet. Damn delicious, I can say, for a 9.5% beer. Goes down way too smooth. These things are dangerous. I had a couple
Yeah.
yesterday.
Sorry, what was
So,
it? What was
yeah.
the number on that?
9.5.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah. What
That's a
about
good
you,
beer.
Chambers?
Wait,
Go on.
do you mind if I ask a quick one? Are you familiar with Monkey Knife Fight?
The beer or the
No.
Yeah.
party?
The beer.
Sounds fun. Let me look.
Oh,
it
I was
up.
wondering if it might have been the same, the monkey connection, maybe. But
Oh no, so
Probably
that's a
not.
brewery. This is Victory Brewery. out
Oh,
of,
okay, okay.
PA. So yeah, never heard. I've heard that name, but never had anything from them.
Okay, yeah, they have them at my local grocery store, so I see it. So I was familiarity. Just figured I'd ask.
Nice.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, no, I'll have to look that one up. That looks very interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Chambers?
I am drinking from Tonewood Brewing out of New Jersey. It's their American Pale Ale, so not as cool or fancy a thing over here. For hops, we have got, oh my God, I can't read anymore. Where are my glasses? We got Cascade, Simcoe, and Amarillo. And as far as malts, we got Two Row, Pilsner, Munich, Vienna, Rolled Oats, Rabbit, Hill Red, and Wheat. So, yeah, there's a lot of shit in here. 5% alcohol, so very standard for an ale. But, it's a tasty one. It doesn't stand out in any way, but if you like American Pale Ales, it's a good one. It's like a fancy Rolling Rock. Think of it that way.
There you go.
Is it? Do we call it? You said American Pale Ale. Are we just skipping the I? Because it gets fucking like nationality clashes when you say American Indian.
Right?
so
This is
true.
where you come in.
Yeah.
You know all the background.
No,
Oh,
there,
man.
there is technically a difference. If you can have just straight up pale ales. American tend to use those specific style of hops, whereas Indian pale ales, they're just brewed a little bit differently. And when you hear pale ales, you always think IPA, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The Indian means like it was like bitter enough to survive British transport to India, right? That's why
Yeah,
it's
it
so
had to have a certain amount of hops to overcome basically for when it was
elements. Yeah.
sailing. Yeah.
That's
no,
wacky. It's wacky.
APAs for some reason don't sound as good as IPAs.
Acolyte Protection
right.
Agency.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why it doesn't go better for people because I love it, but
Right, dibs on Farouk.
Damn.
Jim, my 23andMe proves I can be Farouk. You can't, so shut up.
Damn it.
Oh, from the waist down there, Ryan.
That's at 5%.
The only craft beer I've ever had, I want to interject, was called Iron Fist the Impaler, and it tasted like Satan's dick. So that's why I'm not a big beer guy.
Wow.
I mean, funny enough, when you put it that way,
One.
one of the first I ever had was called Hop Devil. And when I had it like lukewarm and only after
That's how
drinking like Coors Light, it was like the worst tasting thing I ever had in my life.
Okay.
Now it's delightful because I've destroyed my taste buds. But back then, I was just like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah,
Isn't
the
it
only other
wild?
beer I tried to get a Sam Adams once, and it tapped the keg, and I took that as a sign. So
You've been off Sam Adams ever since.
You're the
Yep.
worst beer drinker ever. Not just on the show, ever.
Yeah, it's like I stubbed my toe while drinking a Miller Lite, and I'm just done with it.
And it's fine. Not everyone has to drink beer, Randy. It's totally fine.
In the perfect.
I just think
universe.
that's just funny. I didn't know.
well,
that.
my
I didn't know
first
that.
thing with beer, I was 5 years old, and one of my mom's many men friends decided to give me some beer, and I threw up all over him, and he beat me.
Cool.
All right.
Yep.
You know what? Now we're getting somewhere here. Randy, more trauma.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dead parent jokes. I got a lot of them. You want to hear my dad joke?
I mean,
One.
bring it up.
right.
We'll keep it at one.
One.
Cody
yeah,
knows you
just
well
one.
enough to say. Cody had to jump in and be like, Randy, one. Randy,
You get one.
Okay. So my dad smoked for 30 years, from age 13 to age 43.
Mhm.
But he quit with the conviction of a nun the day he died of lung cancer.
Oh. Conviction of a nun. I guess he didn't beat the habit.
Nope.
I made a joke about Randy's dead dad.
Ah,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I came
this
in
is
for a
cool.
soundboard.
This
I need
is
a soundboard.
cool.
How was
Yeah,
your
we should
Mother's
do this
Day?
more
My
often.
mom's dead, so
I said one.
It's kind of a drag. Sorry. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
done.
You met your quota.
Slap my wrist or my hand.
So, boys, speaking of depressing, let's keep this going real quick with Randy mentioned it earlier, but we are getting to the end of the Rich Dickman Show. So I think we talked about the last time you guys were on, and you took like a little bit of a hiatus after that. So technically, you should have been done ages ago.
No.
But
We needed
so
Ray to come back and save us.
that is true. But what do you call it? So what is it like to like know that you're like on the precipice of having like a thing you put 300 episodes into over? Is it like cathartic? Are you sad about it? You're just like, yeah, it's time. We're done.
Well, personally, I don't know what I'm going to do with my Tuesdays. I'm hoping Joe Biden will debate me. It was funny when he said, "Hey, Donald, I hear you're free on Wednesdays," and then he shit the bed. That was hilarious. I want to get that merch. He sold merch that said free on Wednesdays. Anyway, greatest political blunder of all time. But
The greatest. Oh,
yeah. What were we
Randy.
talking about? I just went
You're
off.
so fire, Randy. Oh, you're the best. Oh,
I love it. Free on Wednesdays, 1, Bad Pigs 2. There's a pecking order.
There's a list somewhere.
well, so I think that the show means more to Rem than anything, right? He's trying to meet the milestone, and the rest of us are just supporting him to get there.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like I don't know what kind of number I have for the TRDS. Like, do you guys know?
No.
Yeah, I have no idea.
There's
Yeah,
like,
I couldn't care less.
handful of them.
Close to 200.
I honestly
That's
just want to be
impressive.
done with it so I can have my Tuesdays back. I got 4 kids, a bunch of shit going. I already don't have enough time to play God of War Ragnarok. This is going to take me like months to finish this game.
It will. Yeah, that one.
It seems like a long game. So, yeah, the sooner we can get it over with, the better. But that's all the more reason to tune in for the last couple, you know. And
Ray is like
have
a
that for-
butcher with a knife, and just the TRDS is just a show that won't die. Like, there's so many stab wounds. The pig, like Ray's like, how much blood can this one pig have left?
Right.
I'm a completionist, though, you know. So I gotta
Achievement unlocked. We beat Jules.
yeah, like
Yeah.
100%. No, I'm in on that. So, yeah.
Do you guys know why 301?
I don't even know. What are we doing?
That was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
So it turns out Rim's old co-host from Torn Think Tank, if you want to go deep in the lore, he quit after 114 episodes because her husband accused him of being in love with her. It was really awkward. And so she went on to do 300 episodes with this guy named Marconin, who turns out a piece of crap, piece of shit, really.
Yes.
And
Differences.
they're the ones who did the PAX panels, actually. Marconin and Jules did with Torrent Think Tank. So all of Rim's success that he built, it was his idea and everything. They took on to go do PAX panels, which is one of our topics, I think, or something about it.
Yes,
anyways, man, I'm not very good right now.
So he's trying to one up Jules.
Yeah,
More or
beat Jules
less.
by one episode, and then that's all. That spite's the only thing that drives him.
It more or less what happened. He came up with the idea for the podcast. They started together. He left after some drama. She continued it. And so it means something to him to get to one more. Just it's a life achievement, if you will. They got to 300. He wants to get to 301. I'm with it. I listened to the podcast when that podcast came out. I think I started on like episode when it came out, like episode 8 or something like that. I was big into World of Warcraft at the time.
Yep, same.
And so, and honestly felt like listening to it initially, it was interesting because they would do like the advice podcast kind of a thing, portions of it. And it got pretty serious. I mean, there were some times people would write in with some pretty serious stuff. And I thought, this is interesting. Yeah, like legitimately interesting. And at the same time, this is people that play World of Warcraft giving advice. Let's put it in perspective. If you're asking for like true life advice, to an extent, maybe go see somebody. But regardless of all that, it got a little serious, and anyway. So there was the fallout, and here we are, a couple episodes away from helping Rem reach his milestone, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, we're pushing him up the mountain.
Spite, the great motivator. And I mean, really, when you're done with that show, you can start a new show and make it about video games, and then just have a reason to meet up with your buddy and play games, which is why me and Brian started this all those years ago.
Oh, genius!
Beautiful.
Babe, I don't want to have to go down to the game room and play games tonight, but I have to do it for the show.
On the schedule. It's on the schedule.
Yeah, it's like when I used to raid. Like it was a set night. The community and stuff. Yeah, no, it was crazy. I wrote in because I was depressed way back when, and Rim told me to take a walk, and it changed my life. So that show did some good stuff.
Honestly, that show. I mean, this is deep dive stuff that probably nobody else here, besides the two of us, Randy, know what we're talking about. But I had no idea that was you at the time. I'm listening to this at work, doing my thing, and it sounds like a pretty serious situation. I can't remember the particulars of what was said in the letter writing in, but it was like pretty serious. Like, hey, very depressed, really need some help. And Rem's advice was take a walk. And I remember that being very controversial. The next episode, they were like, you can't just tell people to take a walk.
Walks are good.
That's not going to fix. And I at the time I thought that is actually really good advice. Get moving, do something. You know what I mean? It's like the make your bed in the morning kind of advice, right?
Yeah, like I thought that was, Peterson.
It flushes the bad chemicals out of you.
I thought it was really good. But apparently that was a real big sticking point too, behind the scenes. So fun facts, I guess.
You felt. How did you feel when you were told to take a walk, Randy?
Oh, at first angry because I'm fat, but I went on. I took a walk, and I changed the trajectory of my life. I went on to become the youngest general manager in my Papa John's franchise history, and I ran the Huntington, West Virginia Papa John's for a year before my ex-wife cheated on me with the Ashland store general manager, and I wrote in about that too. So,
and executive producer of the Rich Dickman Show and domain owner of whatwouljesusdraw.com.
What was that?
I bought 30 domains the other day.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting a Digital Republic, boys.
I feel like that's been tried before, but not by Randy.
Yeah, it's going to be different. Oh, and I'm also trying to buy the Hudson Bay company with a DAO.
I was on the peripheral for that conversation. What are you trying to do, buddy?
Well, so the Hudson Bay Corporation, the oldest corporation in North America, went bankrupt recently. And I thought it would be funny if we GameStop that shit and made a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, to take donations like they did for the Constitution. They tried to buy a copy of the Constitution and raised $100 million. And they would have succeeded if not for one prick billionaire. And anyways, but it turned out the structure that they built on the constitutional DAO ended up being worth more than the Constitution would have been, like their coins did, their voting shares. So they ended up selling the structure and selling out, and they got all their money back plus some. So
we're going for the Constitution again, you say?
No, well, we're gonna make our own. Fuck the original Constitution. It's outdated.
How
We
many
gotta-
Cage surnames can we fit in this episode?
Yeah, so if you guys want to be founding fathers, I call John Adams because he didn't own slaves. You guys can work out who's George Washington. I think Ray probably.
My hair's
Because
not
he's
white
ginger. Or wait. I can't tell. I always thought you were.
That Asian man is ginger?
Am I wrong?
enough. There's some red in the beard.
That's what I thought. Okay,
I
because
know
I
too.
made your image, your illustration. I made you a little redheaded.
In the right light. You get the right light.
Yeah. Man, I'm on one. By the way, I designed you guys an IPA with the interns in the chat
Let's hear
Go
it.
on.
with all of
What's
our
the name?
faces. Oh no, it's a picture.
Okay, so
Oh,
it's an
I
IPA
see it.
picture, not a
It's
formula.
a beer can.
Okay.
You know what? That does look beautiful. I gotta say, I approve. We'll have Brian put a picture of that for the video feed later on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely put
Oh,
up. I like it
nice.
a lot.
So we love to support Randy, and Randy also happens to be a patron of this fine program. So let's head on over to the Patreon questions portion. We're at patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame for as little as 2 questions or questions. Damn it. For as little, only 305 times doing this. One day I will learn. For little as $2 a month, you can ask a question that we'll ask on each and every single one of these Power Hour
Wow.
podcasts. First up from Leo. Very vague, but your greatest gaming
The new
achievement.
Pope?
And you know what? Oh my God, it might be the
Could
new
be.
Pope. He's from Chicago. I must know. What is our greatest gaming achievement and also your greatest drinking achievement, I suppose?
Mm.
Oh, I got this. I'm gonna win this.
Mm.
Can
How about
I
you
go
kick it
first?
off? Yeah.
Randy, take it
Number
away.
one, I played a Civilizations game with the ex-wife for 6 days straight. That's all we did was do that and watch House MD, and I nuked her at the end, and she got so pissed. It was worth every minute. So that's my greatest gaming achievement. And then my greatest drinking story, I was on the Chris Jericho cruise 2 years ago,
Nice.
and I drank 24 Y2 Jawbreakers. I know because I looked at my invoice. All I remember is every time I would walk up to get a thing, they would go, Randy! All the bartenders loved me. I was tipping really well, I guess. But then the next morning I was getting breakfast and some guy walks up to me and says, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, my neck hurts a little and I'm hungover as fuck, but yeah, I'm surviving. And he's like, your neck should hurt. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because you ran last night and did a front flip for Wardlow. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, yeah, you landed on your head and we thought you were dead, but then you popped right up. And I was like, oh, I was so intoxicated. And he was like, yeah, you were, bud. It was hilarious. And then I went about eating my breakfast.
God damn, dude, you almost sabooed yourself. Rest in peace.
And then I
Yeah,
finished my
rest in
breakfast.
peace. Yeah.
Every story should end with, and I finished my breakfast.
That's a fact.
What about you, Ray? What do you got anything lined up for these?
So gaming achievements. There's too many games. Some of them are just beating games, but I mean, I was just going from the Hunt Showdown. I think one time I killed 9 guys in a round, which is unheard of, if you will. I revived my teammate like 4 times, and for anyone that has played the game, that's just ridiculous. A once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity. And drinking too much. Oh my God, I don't even want to get into it.
Didn't you steal a golf cart?
Yeah, that was a NASCAR. Stole the golf cart, crashed it. I don't know about that's not really an achievement.
I don't know, crashing's what you do there. Seems to be the thing.
Yeah, that was it's a
Dale
road
Earnhardt.
course in Sonoma. Yeah, that's Jesus, for Andy with all the mortality. Jeez, bringing up Dale Earnhardt.
Well, he brought up
Um,
Sabu being dead. Come on. It's
Oh,
just a
fair,
melancholy show. My bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's good enough. We'll go with the golf cart. We don't want to expose too much here.
Smart. Cody, what about you?
Oh, okay. I just locked it in. Thank you for getting to me third. Third? Yeah. Greatest gaming thing. How familiar are we with Final Fantasy franchise?
Vaguely. I've played
7.
like 2 of them.
All right.
Never
So in
played it.
Final Fantasy X, there's things called Ultima. I'm sure they're in all the games. There's things called Ultima weapons. You want them. They're good. They're the best weapon for each character. The main character, the protagonist of Final Fantasy X, and Titus. I don't know how the fuck you say that. To get his final weapon, you need to do stupid chocobo racing shit. Like there's rallies that you have to like end a race on like 0.0 seconds, and the way you do that is you grab the power-ups. I think they're like balloons on the track, and this stupid fucking mini game is what stops you from getting Khalid, the legendary sword for Tidus. And it's just so infuriating to like get 0 seconds on like a race with your fucking chocobos. It's so fucking irritating. I think I've done it twice. It's just the most like dreaded part of any of any Final Fantasy X playthrough I do, because he's the protagonist. You need the protagonist to have the smart weapon, and you have to do stupid shit to get him to do that. My drinking accomplishment isn't that good, but when I was a young lad in New York, I used to hang out with my friends after work. It would be like 7 or 8. We'd get together, and we would just play Minecraft. There was no clock in the room. We would stop looking at the clock like idiots, drink while we played, and then freak out when we looked up and it was 4 a.m. It was like, oh, we've both downed like 8 Guinnesses, both like the three of us downed both. Well, wow. All 3 of us down like our own 6 of Guinness, which is pretty fucking heavy. And we went to 4 a.m. playing Minecraft, and we just never knew it because we stopped looking at clocks. And these were like Mondays and Tuesdays. And the horrifying thing was, one of the friends I was talking about was my acting boss at work. So it was this like weird, like, okay, let's have fun with the boss. He was my friend before he was my boss, but it's just like, hey, let's hang out with Travis, get smashed, play Minecraft.
Did you eat shrimp?
And then hope his hangover is worse than my hangover in the morning.
Well, I mean, he can't really write you up the next day if you're doing the same thing as him, could he?
Not with that attitude.
I mean, that man can drink. That man can drink. I feel like my 8 Guinnesses, he feels his like 14 Guinnesses. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So it's quite a balancing act partying with your boss. But he was my friend before he was my boss, and that's how I roll.
Very nice.
Man, I got another good story from Papa John's. I went to this Christmas party once. They rented a cabin in the middle of West Virginia and spent $15,000 on liquor. And somebody brought some West Virginia moonshine, like legit. And after I was already a little tipsy, I took two shots of it, because the first one I was like, I didn't feel nothing from it. And a half hour later, I took another shot, and then it kicked in. And oh my God, I was running around. I told my boss, I was like, or my boss's boss, Mark, I was like, hey, knock, knock. And he's like, who's there? And I was like, fuck you. And then I took off running, laughing hysterically from Trailer Park Boys.
That's the best joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, I didn't get fired though. I got promoted.
I mean, that's the real achievement right there.
That is an accomplishment.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's like, I like your moxie, kid. Promoted.
Yeah. They took me on a golf cart up on this hill, or not a golf cart, a 4-wheeler thing, side by side. And this guy named Doug from Morgantown told me, he gave me this speech like Mufasa did to Simba and the Lion King. Like, everything you see.
Everything the light touches.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I guessed it. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's that story, and I'm sticking to it.
Very nice. Brian, what about you?
Gaming, it would be probably one of the streams where I think I was playing PUBG and I didn't have sound on and I was drunk and I still managed to win with
Isn't
some
that great?
crazy bullshit.
Shit,
I was so
right.
not paying attention. Like, I literally had the sound off. I was talking to my chat. I'm not paying attention, but like all of a sudden I realized, like, oh shit, I'm in the final circle. And like, I'm fucking around. I'm not taking it serious. And sure enough, I get the win. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it was so unexpected.
In a similar vein.
Yeah.
One of the, before I said my Final Fantasy, like, hardest, most proud gaming accomplishment, a close runner up was doing, like, cleaning up in Call of Duty with not good weapons, like the riot shield, like going like 8-20 with a riot shield. I remember like, yeah, that's a good game. I didn't even have a gun and I still wiped them.
How do
It's
you
like, it
even
feels
do
good.
Oh, dude,
C4
just
and
ask
being
Brian.
patient.
Yeah, I would purposely win Warzone games with like throwing knives only or tomahawks,
It
and
feels so
amazing.
good. It
And
feels way better than
dude,
just being good at like the standard weapon.
these sticks and stones
Yes.
game mode. I used to purposefully just fucking keep on knifing them or something, resetting everyone to 0 and like not letting the game
Humiliated.
end. Yeah, just it was ridiculous. Yeah.
See, Brian's nickname
sorry.
is Bullshit. He's known as Brian Bullshit Quinn, and it's not unwarranted.
Yeah.
To win
And
with
as far
bullshit.
as-
I'll tell you bullshit.
I get some good bullshit. I mean, as far as drinking, two of the things that happened. One easy one was, we built a custom like beer pong table back in the day for a party at my house, and someone was talking shit, and I won the game with not even looking like behind my back, like last cup, last ball. Obviously, already drunk, so that was one of those nice like shut them up. But then the next was on my bachelor party. We always made sure for our guys' trips, our bachelor parties, we'd be very drunk. So the night before our flight out to Tennessee, they gave me like 15, 16 shots. I threw up multiple times, still had to get on the flight the next morning. So then we go out, a boot and rally. I'm going out, and they gave me a scavenger hunt by giving me a thing of lipstick. And I had to see how many girls I could convince to wear it, kiss me, and like leave a mark. Well, we went on a brewery tour, and
How do
after
they tell
this,
if they're girls?
oh, we knew.
Well, you give them a Viagra first.
After we went on this one brewery,
It was
tour,
12
this
years ago. It was a
place,
lot safer then.
Gotcha.
This woman, like,
I almost feel a
who was
drink
the
out. That
head
was a good
brewer
one.
of this place, was literally like, yeah, I got a doctorate in microbiology, and like giving all these awards. And I was like, yeah, she's really hot. And she gave us this whole story about how she started up this business, microbiologist. And I was like, so can you wear this lipstick and give me a kiss? He's like, well, my husband's up there, so we have to do it quick so he doesn't see. So I was still able to pull that off and get the rest of the scavenger hunt. That's the tame version of it. But it was yeah, all this while I was very, 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 very drunk. So yeah.
Glorious.
That's awesome.
I have a friend whose nickname is also Bullshit, Brett, because one time when we were playing Halo 3 with my friend Hall, Brett and I would just kill each other with grenades while Hall did all the work. And one time he stuck me with a frag grenade in between the fucking shoulder and the helmet, and I was
That's
like,
impressive,
"Bullshit."
actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't either.
Nice.
I was pissed off because I thought he was out of sticky grenades, so I ran at him with a shotgun.
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
I was
What
about to
about you,
correct you.
Gamers?
I was about to correct you, Randy. He's like, Randy, frag grenades don't stick in Halo. They never have.
Yeah, it got stuck
Apparently
between,
didn't.
in the armor. Like, it was
Were
crazy.
you
I don't know
playing
if it was
as were you playing as an elite or a chief or a Spartan?
chief.
Okay. I can
I'm
see
pretty
that.
sure it was a positonic bit flip.
Positronic.
I fucked that up. Cody, I'm trying so hard. I got hypergeometric
good.
distribution. What else do you want from me?
You did.
The
you did.
interns got that.
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
no, I
Randy.
used to use it during Hearthstone. I legit did when I was I was a legend player.
Okay. All right.
I was
Brian,
top
Jim.
5,000 in the nation.
Have you heard about positronic interference with gaming?
I think we talked about it briefly the last time you guys were on, but refresh
Yeah,
me. There's too many
maybe.
syllables being thrown at me right now.
Apparently, there's just particles from the sun that just come down and hit your computer or gaming console that causes interference. And there's a very famous Mario 64 speed run claiming it shows what happens when a positron from the sun hits your N64, and it just shows Mario like warping around like crazy. And the only like scientific, he was accused of cheating, the speedrunner, but the only scientific afterwards, like there was a scientific investigation, and it seems like something from the sun came down and hit his N64 processor and caused a unusual Mario warp that it killed his fucking run. But because he was speedrunning, it was recorded and logged for posterity. It's very interesting stuff.
Huh, just like how Jesus was conceived.
Exactly.
What would
Positrons.
JesusDraw.com?
You know, like I play golf and I look for any excuse fucking possible to explain
Yeah.
why you suck. That's out there.
Right?
That's out there,
Right?
man.
That's pretty good, right?
Just say, yeah, I'm gonna have to use that one next time. I
And
missed that
also,
putt because of it. Yeah,
The
sun.
positron.
Positronic bit flip. It also caused Wisconsin to have to recount some votes with paper.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
right.
God.
Yeah.
Okay,
if
but
you have a
Let's hear that gaming and that beer story out of you.
Oh boy. Gaming. I guess I will go with after a full weekend of just drinking straight, we did the full set list in Rock Band 1 before on Expert. So a whole group of us. So that's,
Wow.
that's after like, multiple hours of drinking, somehow getting through like that 5-hour set list.
What'd you play?
I was on drums.
Oh my gosh.
intuitive.
I was a fucking dead man by the end of that too. That was brutal. But yeah, we basically did it almost, except for piss breaks, straight through. So
Shirt or no shirt for the drummer.
shirt. When if for a real drummer is
clap.
no shirt, but when you're a fat fuck with flappy titties like me, you leave the shirt on.
Are we showing
You
up
would want
tonight,
a
boys?
no.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is not our show.
I got the brown ones, so.
No.
And as far as drinking goes, well, this probably isn't one to be proud of, but so back in my younger days, I did a lot of drinking and driving, which no one out there should ever do.
Nope.
For legal reasons, I have to say that, of course. But during the course of all these escapades, I would teach myself how to say the alphabet backwards, just in case I ever got pulled over and had to do that as a test.
Can you bust it right now?
Oh, I can. Here, I'll even do it eyes closed, so no cheating. ZYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA. That is my most useless skill.
It sounded right.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I'll have the interns analyze it afterwards, but yeah, I'm gonna give you a pass.
Yeah, that took a lot of driving to
reason
learn
they
how to do
ask-
that.
Yeah, the reason they ask you to do that is so you have the knee-jerk reaction to say, "I couldn't do that sober." So I feel like the cops never really expect you to recite backwards alphabet. Just dodge the knee-jerk reaction of like, "Whoa, I couldn't even do that sober."
I'd be like, step aside, officer. Daddy's got this.
Oh, because most people have to like start with A and work their way to Z, and they go, okay, so Z, A B C D F G Y,
Y.
A B C D F G. You know what I mean? So it's like no, most people aren't going to do that fast anyway. So if you do it, it's almost I don't know. Did you ever have to do that, Jim? Sounds like
I've never had to do that.
Yet.
Luckily, I'm a good boy now. I'm a good boy,
Good,
mostly.
cool.
Oh,
I'm
Uber.
a good boy.
Uber invented.
Oh yes, Uber has been a lifesaver as far as that goes. But yeah, now it's a cool party trick, I guess. Another in my many useless talents, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like it.
But yeah,
I was on the grand
Ray,
jury recently. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, Ray, as you were saying, like, you got to start with like A and then Z and go backwards. That's how I did it. So,
So it took a
that
lot of
was
driving.
a lot
Oh,
of
no.
drive. Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Damn.
Listen,
Drunk and distracted driving.
I will say, people don't be stupid. Just call the Uber, call the Lyft, call the whatever. I don't care. Call them. It's not worth it.
It's
all.
That's a fact. But back in the day, we didn't have that. I've been guilty of. Oh my! I don't even want to say how much I did that. Same kind of thing. But the pro tip is you just cover one eye, and you can drive a lot straighter that way.
Oh,
Huh. Wow. So I was on the
I've done
grand
that
jury
trick.
recently, and I got to ask a state trooper. This is a public service announcement for people in Ohio. I was like, is it true that 8 you're great, 9 you're mine? And he told me, can we go off the record? And we went off the record, and he said yes. So, and a good DUI story from that little escapade. I had to indict a man because local man, he was plowing the church parking lot with a tractor, and he decided to go across the street to the bar and get wasted, and then he got back on the tractor. Then the city cop comes to get him, and he won't stop. He flips him off and idles the tractor up. So the chief of police is coming this way on the highway, and he gets in the lane to try and stop him. Guy gets in the other lane, gets in the other lane, gets in the other lane. Finally, the guy idles up again and rams the police chief. And I got to indict the man.
Damn.
Randy Stories, the movie.
Randy, I mean, once you start this own show of your own, I don't think you're gonna be lax for any kind of stories or content to start a page out.
Oh, I'm writing a book, 24 of them.
Oh no, not this.
The American Salaryman universe.
No, switch transition. Who has a transition? Who has
I
a
do. I have the next question.
How about the
From Bird-
Yankees?
From Burn Retinas, as parents, did you have to deal with the terrible twos?
I think I'm the only non-parent here.
Not if you're a good parent. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I lucked out somehow. I have a really good kid who's never been that much of a pain in the ass. So yeah, I didn't experience the terrible twos somehow. Despite my best efforts, I somehow raised a really good kid. So I fucked up somewhere.
Same.
Yeah.
Except for my kid is 14 now, and she just stole a wet floor sign from school, so I had to get on her about that.
Cool.
Throw her in the slammer.
Twos were never an issue. I feel like threes were bigger issue. Like other than like sleep, my son slept and ate great. My daughter, she still to this day doesn't sleep great, but like she just gets up early, so she always did that. But like three-year-old was probably more like the kids just fighting with each other. That was more the bigger problem. But outside of that, yeah, I don't have any real complaints. So I guess depends on your kid. I don't know.
Yeah. 6th grade was the roughest for me. Oof.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she got over it, and she's been great since.
Nice.
She just had a bad peer group. We had to change her school. That's all.
That does happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bad eggs. Or no,
very
bad
true.
apple. Bad apples.
That and vaping is so huge with kids. Like, but she willingly quit herself this last time. We didn't have to catch her. Struggles of a
What about
teenager.
you, Ray? Yeah, right.
God, can you imagine being a teenager right fucking now?
No.
No, I'm out.
Fuck Wouldn't that. want to do it.
I am
Especially a
out.
teenage girl with Instagram. Ugh.
Randy, you're a strong man.
Yeah.
Over
about you?
9,000. Over 9,000, Randy.
What about you, Ray? What about your kids?
So I got 4 of them. The last one is in his 2s right now.
Oh,
So been
He's
there, done
funny.
that. They're no, they're fine. You just the real advice is you just love them. It's fine. They
I like
they
that.
respond.
I like
they
that.
respond.
Yeah.
But reality, it's all relative. Like for real. Try sleep training. That's step number 1. Step number 2, love them. You're good after that. But reality is they're all gonna have their tantrums and stuff like that. It's gonna happen. Just deal with it. Just roll with the punches. It's for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely. I agree. 100%.
Best parenting advice I can give you
Yeah,
is
kind of
think
stuff,
all the
yeah.
time, like Jim did about doing the alphabet backwards, of how you're going to react when your kid is just unreasonable. That way you're prepared for the moment and you can just be water, in the stream.
Oh no, I had delusions of grandeur of how I'd handle things, and that just went right out the window once I was, feet to the fire.
yeah.
You can plan and
Parenting
plan and
101.
plan. No, you're just seat of your pants at that part.
So yeah, because how to say that you got to plan A, plan B. It's almost like reciting you got to go all the way to Z and then recite the alphabet backwards with the number of plans you have to have when you're parenting. There's no, good luck. Just good luck.
There's no
It's all
good
out the
luck.
window.
Yeah, my daughter thinks I'm an elite hacker who can easily hack any of her friends and all that kind of stuff. Wink. And a kid called me once at Christmas and called me a bitch. And I said, well, there's a database where I can look up your parents and tell them what you did. And he's like, nuh-uh. And I was like, yeah, huh? And he's like, oh, man, I'm fucked. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And then he hung up.
And then, he hung up. Owned.
And on that note, that wraps up the Patreon questions for this week. So thank you to everyone out there for all the support. As usual, if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, or YouTube, head on over to all the different platforms. Make sure to give those likes, give those subscribes, those ratings. Anything you can do can and will help the page. And also, while you're there, make sure to head on over to the Rich Dickman Show. Make sure to check out the last 3 episodes. Help Rem get through that finish line. Watch the rest of the guys not give a shit and just really go off however they want, because what's the worst they're going to do? End the show? Who gives a shit?
Not 300 for any of us, except Rem.
Yeah, episode 300, we have a very special Hall of Fame induction. And I do want to say again, because I'm contractually obligated, that without Rem, none of this is possible. He has been our true motivation and our rock and our captain.
God.
And
Is he blackmailing you? Why are you saying this? What's going on?
yeah, I'm
He pays a
contractually
lot of money
obligated.
to have people say this on other podcasts. He's probably off stroking himself somewhere
Wait,
listening.
you
to
guys
this.
are getting
It's
paid?
ridiculous.
No, he told me to have the intern summarize this for him and do a podcast about it.
Nice. All right, boys. So I got new beer. Anybody else? I know you had your whiskey, Ray and Cody. I know you had
I'm gonna
your
get another
Angry
one.
Orchard. Chambers. Did you get the same beer, or are you trying something else?
Yeah, I'm stuck with the Tonewoods. These are treating me good. They're nice. They're light enough and drinkable enough that it's like you can go through a bunch of these, but it's also not just you get an actual flavor out of it. It's not just like drinking a light
Nice.
macro or anything like
Can
that.
I see that can?
Why, yes, you can, good sir.
How's that?
It's a little tough with the light. It's just like a little
okay.
field with a tractor, sun there. You know,
That's good. That's
nice,
good.
sunny New Jersey. New Jersey's finest farm looking right there. So
Have you guys
Jersey
had-
Farm.
Have you guys had the 805 with lime?
maybe
I
That
feel like
doesn't look
that's
good.
Pretty sure.
that's one to me is light but has good flavor to it. Like that's kind of my go-to. You just want to chill, have a couple beers, but you're not trying to drink the 9.5%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those always come in handy for sure.
You mean
Yeah.
everyone doesn't drink a couple 9.5% on a Monday night?
My wife used to drink Truth every night. You guys ever have that from Rheingeist?
No,
That
what's
sounds
that?
rough.
Oh, it's an IPA. It's 8.9%. She
That's
drank
up there.
6 to 9 a night, but she's quit now. She's been sober like 70 days, and she's down to 80 pounds.
Nice.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Wow, yeah.
back
We'll
in
go,
the
V.
early 2000s when I started drinking, I discovered Bevmo, and at that point it was like Newcastle was like the not like
Nookies.
craft beer, if you will. Like that was the
Mhm.
thing that wasn't just Bud Light, Coors Light, the run of the mill. So going to Bevmo and found the Spaten variety pack, and didn't realize that the Optimator was 8.8%. And so just having had everything else that's 4.5, whatever. Yeah, that one knocked me on my ass. I just remember learning that was the you got to read the ABV moment.
Yes.
Always. Always.
Always.
Always.
That was learning.
Oh, yeah. So my first interaction with alcohol was actually Huelhauser, our former deceased host, who went to join ISIS when he quit the podcast. It was
In
very
Minecraft.
unfortunate. No, he really didn't. Anyways,
More.
well, I don't know where I was going. Fuck.
Yeah, where were you going with that? man?
My
Liquor
first, he gave me advice to buy liquor. He told me to go buy a bottle that was glass and stick with rum and Coke at first. So I got Blackheart rum. It's my favorite rum ever. It's $14 a bottle and it's delicious. It has a
What?
sexy lady on it.
What country's the rum?
Oh,
from?
it's made by, I forget who. Let me ask the interns. Who makes
It's your favorite rum.
heart rum? I forget.
You know what? I want to talk shit, but I could talk about my favorite beers, and I could tell you nothing about them. And I've been running a beer show for
Right?
10 years. So.
Yeah.
Wait,
For like the longest
real-
time. Like I remember like I had a delirium leader, you know what I mean?
Oh, they make Evan Williams, Ray.
Oh, there you go.
So it's
Oh,
everyone's
that was our
cheaper
old
cost.
sponsor.
Sponsor of TRDS. Yeah. Comes
Yeah,
full
just tell
circle.
him Ray sent you.
Mhm.
Simulation is so lazy.
Yeah. Wait, so Jim, what is your favorite or couple favorite beers?
I mean, Smittix has always been a go-to forever, even
Oh,
before I really got into
okay.
beer. There is by Duchette's. It's out of like Seattle, so I almost never get it over here anymore. But it's called the Dissident. It's their like barrel-aged cherry sour, but it's so goddamn it got me hooked on sour beers. It's one of my favorite styles, but I've never had one that's as good as that one is. But since that's only West Coast and I'm in Philly, I almost never get it. So that's depressing. And what do I have to say besides that? There's a couple that like here, come here and there. Like there was a this watermelon one I had last year during summertime was by Founders. It was called something Zebra, and it was like a
Wow.
perfect summer beer. It was like watermelon and salt like mixed together into flavor. And normally like salt and beer, it never works out. It almost always tastes like ass, especially if they do
Interesting.
sea salt beers. But this just made that like perfect summer combination. And I
Nice.
got it off the clearance rack and I pounded through like 5 cases
Ooh.
in like the month I got it.
Oh,
So
even better. That's
In a
awesome.
similar vein, have you ever had Hell or High Watermelon?
Delicious.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, boy. That's good.
It's right along-
So
it's-
subtle.
It's right along the lines of that, but a little bit more watermelon-y. I words good.
Damn it, Jim.
I understand
Hey,
words good. Yeah.
And speaking of words and good,
shit.
Randy, we
What's
were
up?
talking about the interns of your fine show before, and you have a little gimmick on your show called the Dickman Dilemas. And I believe that you were bringing
Dude.
some to the show tonight.
Dude, I was just gonna say that. Like,
Did you
literally,
mind
you're
meld?
in my head. I think so. So, like, one of the dilemmas ties into favorite beers. So I'll go ahead and play the bumper because everyone loves the bumper.
Oh, our branding
nice.
and the show.
a bitch.
No,
beware.
too loud. Too loud.
Randy, turn
Okay,
it
never
down.
mind.
Jesus.
I didn't know it was loud. I just moved my setup. Sorry. That's all you need to hear from that bumper. It wasn't made by our normal bumper guy.
That
I
was
like how we
twice
all
as long
bec-
as it needed to be.
We all became Ren at once, where he just yells at Randy the entire time the bumper's going.
I'm so used to it. All
I had
right.
I had connection issues all of a sudden.
Dickman dilemma number 1: the infinite refill versus the perfect save. Normally Cody reads these, so I'm going to try. Scenario: you can have a magical beer mug that refills itself infinitely with your favorite brew, but you can never save your game in any video game again. No quick saves, no auto saves, no checkpoints. Or you get a perfect save system that works flawlessly in every game every time, but your beer is always warm, flat, and served in a plastic cup. What you picking?
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't care about saves that much, so I'm going with the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, the first one at least provides like an interesting challenge for my
Yeah.
games, whereas I'm just not gonna drink beer if I
But
have to have it
how-
warm, flat, and like, yeah. No,
Do I look
need
like a
whole,
dirty Brit? I'm no dirty Brit. All right, I'm not drinking my beer that way. I'm
This is-
sophisticated.
This is asking you to play
Dirty
every game
Brit.
moving forward with like permadeath, isn't it?
Pretty much.
No,
hardcore
no.
mode. You can leave it on.
Well, oh, okay, yeah.
No,
Because-
just drawing from recent experiences. Like Ragnarok, when you die, it just checkpoints. Checkpoints are still a thing
Okay,
without
okay.
being a save.
Well, no, it specifically says no quick saves, no auto saves, no checkpoints.
What?
Oh God, no, that's impossible.
I don't know.
Because
Because
they
I
did it
feel
back
like
in the day on tape games when they played
Yeah.
them by cassette.
when I was a kid, and
We talking about
you
the
know,
fucking ZX Spectrum here?
I don't know. I don't
The
know
Commodore-
what I'm talking about.
Randy
Jim.
grew up with the Commodore.
yeah.
No, I read about it in Ready Player One, actually.
Ah, touche, sir.
There were
Well,
some
I respect it.
there were some Nintendo 64 games that required the memory card get shoved into the controller, which is really stupid. But like, yeah, remember the memory card got shoved in the back of the controller?
Dreamcast.
That too, yeah, with the little Game Boy
VMU.
or whatever.
Game Boy, Game Shark.
Tamagotchi.
That was a Game Shark.
But I remember like being a kid
my
and just
gosh.
not having the memory card yet, you know, the 8 megabyte memory card. And I just and I took that as a challenge. It's like, let's see if I can beat this game in one day. I never did. I tried leaving the Nintendo 64 on, but that thing like turns into an oven at like hour like 15 or something.
So we had an apartment back in college that we sublet to other people, and one of the guys who sublet it before was addicted to Madden. Like, I don't think this kid ever went to like, any class
That's a
or anything
bad
like that.
addiction too.
Oh yeah, and he never turned off his GameCube for the entire 6 months he was there. He had a season. I doubt he had a memory card, or either he was just fully tisming out and didn't want to risk it, and he
was
just
probably
kept that
simming.
bitch on the entire time.
He's probably simming 30 seasons. I used to do that every year. I would sim a franchise. I'd take the worst team, and I would sim over 30 years and make them into the best team.
Wow. I mean, maybe. I mean, when he was home, he would be playing that shit. So even when I would come back to the apartment to see what was going on, like he'd be there
Yeah, the
playing
draft's
it.
the funnest part. So you
might
just
be onto
sim to
something.
that basically.
I'm
Yeah, dude,
going
we
with the
should do
Magic
a
Gear
Madden
mode.
League, Ray. All of us, with just a little where we play each other and we make our teams, we make trades. We can get 32 people like fantasy football.
30,
I don't have 30
that's-
friends.
No, we can put the call out.
I mean, yeah, we can. That's a lot of time that I don't have.
Yeah, I think
Ragnarok.
every year
Ragnarok.
older you get, you lose like 5 friends anyway. Like the older you get, it's just like
It's
I
like a
won't talk to that
tax.
guy
I
anymore.
hate it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I got 0 friends, and this like middle-aged tax. It's like you have to lose 5 of them. I'm like, what?
Oh, I got a lot of friends.
I got
you gain one kid, lose 5 to 10 friends.
yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay,
I don't have
Oh,
time to talk
that-
to all my friends.
And
It's
listen,
kind of sad.
Listen, a kid is almost like training a friend, and they really
friends
they-
training.
yeah, and really they don't have any other options.
They
So
can't
like
opt out.
yeah, so like my son that hit now he's 5, but when he's 4, like he just wanted to watch me play NASCAR Heat 5.
Sure.
And so Jim and Brian, you'll might get a kick out of this. So like I said, been to a NASCAR race, stole a golf cart, been there, done that. NASCAR
25%
fan.
Asian people.
So the other 75% wouldn't have crashed the golf cart is what he's trying to say. So I'm an actual NASCAR fan, if you will. I haven't really followed as much recently, but I hate Kyle Busch. The guy looks like punchable face, looks like a douchebag. I hate you, Kyle Busch.
I thought that
You
was Jeff
suck.
Gordon.
Nah, well, he kind of him too. When I started getting into NASCAR, Carl Edwards fan, number 99, big fan. All right, so he's retired. So, NASCAR Heat 5, you can get in and create your car number 99.
Oh,
Well, you can kind of make the settings so that when you wreck somebody, there's no yellow caution flags. So what happens every time we go by the number 18 M&M's car in NASCAR Heat 5? We wreck Kyle Busch. Fuck that guy. Well, then my son discovers that you can watch NASCAR on YouTube. Actual races, the full race recaps, a week or whatever after the race. After the first couple of races, he goes, Daddy, why aren't they wrecking the number 18 M&M's car? And I'm like, well, so that's not like real NASCAR, if you will. But
I
so anyway,
like
I
how
wanna
you
test.
impose
There's a-
rules.
That's when you go, son. There's a legacy I want you to carry on. So you're going to learn to drive these cars, and you're
I
going to
want
do
to
what
learn
Daddy never
something
could.
about all of you.
But
Who's your
going back to
favorite
kids,
NASCAR
kids
driver
can,
besides Ray told us his?
I don't know
And
a dick about NASCAR, so I can't.
I
help
just
you
want
out
to say
here.
my favorite and see what Ray says. JD McDuffie.
Lightning McQueen.
okay. My 2-year-old knows who Lightning McQueen is because he's got the little cars and he's Lightning McQueen or something like that. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
JD McDuffie. That's an oldie but a goodie. No, I
Randy,
was
I think you
into
said-
drag racing.
Randy, I think you said you had one more dilemma.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about it.
Jesus Christ.
Dickman dilemma
Great
number
executive
2.
producer.
And this is the Randy. Remember, roll 2. This is the last one.
Yes. Power up pint versus cheat code can. All right. Scenario. Every sip of your beer gives you a temporary gaming superpower like bullet time, max luck, or invincibility.
Whoa.
But you're locked into drinking only one brand of beer forever, your least favorite one. Or you can cheat in any game at will, God mode, unlimited currency, full unlocks, but you're forced to play on insane difficulty every time with no option to lower it.
Have every cheat.
But like God mode, but it's hard. It's still
Yeah,
God
like-
mode, right?
Yeah, you.
I'll yell at the
That's-
interns.
that-
God damn,
Yeah,
Jeff.
that second one seems a little like there's not really a downside to the second one.
Would you
Okay,
like
I'm gonna delete God mode.
$5,000?
You can't do God mode. That way you guys have to think about it. Unlimited
so
currency or full unlocks. You can do everything in GTA 5 except God mode. You can get all the ammo you want, all the shit, but you
it's gonna
can't
be
do
hard.
that. Or you can get gaming superpowers with a sip of your beer, and you got to drink your least favorite one forever.
I don't want to be stuck with one beer forever, even if it's my least favorite one.
I mean, but to have superpowers
Is it superpowers or superpowers for games?
Temporary for gaming.
For gaming. That's not real superpowers.
Oh
Right?
shit! If it ain't real superpowers, then no.
Okay, well,
so-
let's make it real superpowers. I'll delete temporary.
I'm
I
taking out
We're just
superpowers.
now
of
it's
course.
moving goalposts.
Yeah.
Well, we edit on the fly. We do it live, don't we?
So let me
mean-
just rewrite this whole thing. No, kidding.
All
We
right,
do
so you
what we
drink your
can.
least favorite beer, but you get superpowers that you can
Mm-hmm.
take from the game, or you have every. What was the other one?
Unlimited currency, full unlocks, but you're forced to play on insane difficulty every time with no option to lower it. So, like in GTA, the cops would always be at 6 stars, but you could spawn whatever you wanted and have
that's
unlimited ammo and stuff.
That's
But
just
you couldn't
calling how I
do
played
God
Vice
mode.
City anyway.
Right?
I would just load
Okay.
up on all the cheat codes and just fucking go on a rampage, and then get
Jim,
bored.
in
and never
your
finish the story.
case, in your case, you're playing basically the top player in StarCraft every time, but you have unlimited resources to start with.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I
I
didn't
think
think about
Sulky would still
PvP.
Sulky
But
would
that's
still rate
every
me.
game. There's nothing calmer than that. So every time you turn on StarCraft, that's what you're dealing with.
But
Right,
some
if I-
games don't have high difficulties. You know what I mean? Sorry to be a broken record, but like Balatro is just Balatro. Unless you consider the gold stake. I don't know.
I don't know. The people with the squiggly names, like they're very powerful, Brian. They tortured me. They tortured me in Tetris 99. They're even worse in fucking StarCraft, right? No offense. But
None taken. Well, 25% taken.
you're like, hey, you. But yeah, no. I mean, if I get superpowers, I'll drink fucking Yingling light beer to get a little superpower here and there. Like, who
Wow,
wouldn't?
that's your bottom?
Dude, that is
Jim,
light
Jim, I
lager is good.
basically see-
Yingling light lager is good. Light beer is the worst beer we've ever had on this page.
Yingling, oldest brewer in the U.S., right?
Oh yeah,
I
we love
do
you. We
believe.
love it.
I was
But
just
Jim,
in
what
Disney World.
What I would laugh about
They
is
have
you'd
Yingling.
always end up getting like the shitty superpower. You get like Mega Man's like leaf
Yeah.
power around you.
Can
You're like,
turn
what the
into
fuck
a
am I gonna
lamp
do
once.
with this? Yeah.
And I mow the lawn. This is so convenient. I'm so glad I drank today. Oh, that is a good wrinkle. It's like if you can't choose your power, it's just a random one from a game.
But still, it's a suit. As long as it's a suit and not like a downgrade, as long as it's a legit superpower, I'm still going with that. Just for the uniqueness of like, all right, cool. What is it gonna be?
So,
Oh,
so you'll
well-
take your least favorite beer forever?
So I think it should be more like this.
Least favorite brewery, right? So
Yeah.
I look at like I could still have options, just
Interesting.
options from one shitty.
Oh yeah,
place.
that's man. You guys are like fairies. You really pick out the details.
No, can I?
You went
okay,
with fairies?
so listen.
But yeah, like the Fey Queens, and like they get
You
you,
didn't
into
go with
contracts,
lawyers, or-
like your fairy godmother.
Okay.
I've read the Dresden Files too many
No,
times.
so
I'm
listen.
sorry.
So I could take the easy way out and be like, well, I'll just stick with Scotch, right? Like, okay, but
It does only affect
notwithstanding.
beer.
So how about this? We rewrite this to say you drink your least favorite beer, and every time you drink one, you are imbued with a random power up, superpower, whatever, from a random game. It just happens.
Hmm.
Random. All the games, random. Every time you drink one. So, you know, you obviously feel the effects. So you can't just like drink 1,000 of them and just
Mhm.
cycle through them. Or, so that's option one. Or option two is, something along the lines of like, you get to pick your most favorite beers all the time, but like the games are on extreme difficulty all the time. Something like
yeah, you
that.
basically can never have a non-sweaty game of anything
Yeah,
you play.
yeah,
Like there's no
yeah.
casual
Kinda
game
boring.
ever again.
Kind of boring game.
Yeah.
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 Easy
So-
mode. No.
So
You
yeah,
play
like, whatever
solitaire
you
with
pick up,
one
yeah.
with not a full deck.
Yes. There you go. Yeah.
Shit like that. Yeah. Like there'd be no such thing as a casual game.
Yeah.
Jim,
Jim,
while you
you-
guys were talking, I had an idea. What if we
You're
spent
railing
30
again.
days? You trained yourself on StarCraft. I train an AI on StarCraft, and then you guys play each other at day 30,
Oh, like Deep
and we
Blue?
collab on it. Yeah, but this is just Randy fucking around. It won't be
I
that
mean-
smart.
I'll I'll take on your AI. It's gonna fucking kill me, but I'll take on your AI. Sure, I'm always up
Okay.
for a challenge.
So I say we like record ourselves doing it. Like I'll record myself making it, release it on my Bite and Slice channel, like once a week, and you can release a video once a week on your new channel, and then like at the end it'll be a montage.
Randy, I release 3 times a week over on Jim StarCraft Struggles, where you can watch a guy suck
Yeah, I
at
watched it work.
StarCraft in the Silver League, and try to wake his way back. So, yeah, if you like bad StarCraft gameplay, go over there.
Jim.
So basically-
that just spawned me an idea.
Fuck.
You know my bullshit with video games.
Yes.
So I think I've never played StarCraft. So what I should
is
do
not.
is play you having never played it, see how that first game goes, and then every 10 games I play, I replay you and see how quickly I can beat you after every
That's-
10 games.
Okay.
That's actually a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
I've
think
never
we should do
played. I
that.
mean, I've played RTSs before, and I know about StarCraft, but I've never played it. And you've played it forever, so
And Brian, lucky for you, it's free. So just go on Battle.net, download StarCraft 2.
I like it.
Man.
That's
Jim.
brilliant.
now, Jim, if I happen to beat you on that first game,
I would kill myself.
No,
All right, I
No.
want to do that, but
Okay, metaphorically. One time
So-
at my job, I said I was going to send metaphorical guillotines to corporate. I was going to have my cousin and his.
guillotines.
I was going to have my cousin and his private equity buddies buy the company.
Metaphorical guillotine.
I got
So
laid
Brian,
off.
that was a brilliant idea, Brian. And because Randy butchered the promos at the beginning of the show, we might be looking for a new executive producer. We'll talk after the show.
All right, I gotcha.
Only Mr. Dickman can make that call.
I know the lawyers.
Ray's got the
don't
tape.
get Jonathan Silverman in this.
Ray's got the tape. He knows where to send it.
Jonathan Silver. I'm sorry. I called him Silverman. He'll kill me now. He's going to get me for libel or slander, whatever the fuck you do out loud. I'm
Look,
sorry.
Randy.
I cussed.
Actually, speaking, no, you can cuss all the you want. It doesn't matter. But
Can we take comeback?
can you?
What,
Do we ever lose it?
Where's
Well,
it
I
going?
feel like in America we did. I just
I mean-
want to say people are cunty and not feel awkward.
I'm not going to stop it.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'll remember that.
Keep it in your pocket.
I got a pocket
Right.
right here.
Back on subject. Our last subject for tonight before we wrap this all up. So we have a little segment we like to call the Normie View. And that's where we take the real life and we try to see what the people are talking about out there, bring it in here to a bunch of drunk idiots who talk about video games too much and get our perspective on these things. So there is a section of YouTube known as Music YouTube. It's gigantic. There's tons of channels, all kinds of things like that across Twitter, Instagram, all that. And on Instagram, there is a certain creator known as Giacomo Torre, and he has exploded over the past couple years to the point where he has 729,000 Instagram followers. His popular reels get millions of views, and he has had multiple licensing deals with I think he had stuff with Fender. He had a signature pickup coming up with a certain company and stuff like that. But he has recently come under criticism, a bit of a sticky wicket, if you will, because another YouTube creator known as Danny Spacco released a video about a month ago, which is just shy of 900,000 views now, basically exposing this guy, saying that he has been a fraud the entire time. He does not credit anyone that he is. Basically, it's two big things.
Is
One,
it plagiarism?
It's a little bit of everything. He has been plagiarizing, where he will take. So he's a giant channel now, and he will take. He only uploads like 30-second little riffs of him playing really cool licks. Mostly as a guitar player, sometimes as a bass player. And for the longest time, he would just not credit anyone. And eventually, all these little creators who saw their stuff being played by him would be like, dude, what the fuck? And maybe at that point, he would put a little thumbnail or a little line in the description giving him
Credit
credit.
to. Okay.
Yes. So
Piece of shit.
and that's if they even found out about it. And we're not even talking like people with a couple thousand stuff. Like there's people with like 50 followers that he's been ripping off and shit like that.
Oh my god, I would be
And-
pissed.
Oh yeah, and then there's been other videos where, he's clearly miming his playing as it's going, so it's playing in the background, and he'll be hitting a whammy bar when there's no whammy bar on his guitar. So,
Wow.
he
Fuck
just kind of
that.
like just like jerks off the bridge of the guitar, and if you know anything about guitar, you go, well, that's not how that works.
No.
To the point where it's gotten even more egregious, where there would be some videos where he would put his own little spin on it, and some where he would just copy the audio directly. And the original video would be a guy playing the keyboard, and then he would be playing the guitar, pretending like he was actually playing it.
Like synth keyboarding through his guitar.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So there have been.
Damn.
So this is basically blown up entirely across music YouTube, with basically every name in the business coming out and giving their own little things. Like Anthony Fantano talked about his experiences with him, where he's kind of just like, man, he seemed like a nice guy, but I guess he's been a dick. Or Rick Beato, who's this old guy who's been in the music industry forever as a producer and a musician. Basically, he was a little bit more forgiving of him and mainly just going in on the miming that he would do in his videos and being like, well, a lot of people mime in videos. And it's kind of like, yeah, but that's not really the point. And then you get to like but he also mentioned how he brought him into a studio to do a video with him and saw him play and went, oh shit,
He's
you're not
mid.
even that good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
no.
And he never even published a video that he brought him in there to do with him. So, and then of course there's like Charles Berthiud, who's a crazy good bass player who did a jam session with him, who was like, he would make a beat and have a guitar player come in and play over it. And he was expecting something really cool. And he's like, yeah, he just kind of sent me a track back of him kind of playing the same thing I was playing.
Oh, it
He's
wasn't live.
No, it wasn't
So
live. It was like,
he had time to like formulate, and he didn't formulate anything.
yeah, exactly. So with all this time to make something basically incredibly lazy. And then you get the other channels that go really deep into how people play. Like Crisis of Credibility made a video where they basically show how like the way he was playing and the notes he would play and the chords, it's physically impossible to go from one to the other without like taking your hands off the fretboard. So unless you have like all these delay pedals and shit like that hooked up, yeah, he's just like, there's no way this happens. So this is completely blowing up right now, and you go, all right, well, this guy's got to respond. So he is absolutely gigantic on Instagram. So, of course, he would go to his YouTube channel with almost no followers to post his apology, where he goes, writes,
Instagram's for short content. That would be his argument, right?
Don't give him ideas, Randy. God damn
it. Oh, sorry. Well, nominate him for Dick of the Week. That's the strongest thing I can do.
I mean,
let's do that, though. We got to add him. Yeah.
I think so. So, I mean, for the next show, you can easily throw him in there. But so he posted a little apology video that he even later deleted off his little thing with like way less of the followers.
Wow. Okay.
This guy basically looks about as guilty as can be, even though his followers largely don't seem to care because it's Instagram. They go on there, they want to see a 30-minute clip from a guy they like. They get a 30-second clip from a guy they like playing guitar. But the fallout of this is he has lost all of his sponsorships, all of his interviews with like Fender and Epiphone and other things have been taken off websites, lost his custom pickup deals, lost his merch deals, all this other kind of shit.
Good.
So normally when it comes to these like normie views, it's like, you know, we try to see the other side or we try to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Is there any devil's advocacy you can possibly give for some kind of action like this in the content creator sphere?
I'll try to give the only the thing you didn't mention that he to me went way over the top was he was selling the tabs for these songs.
That's right. So you got me there. Yep.
That's the worst part of all this. Like that's to me, like I was almost like, all right, it's really fucked up he's doing
Holy
this.
fuck.
But the fact that he was then selling the tabs,
Patreon.
and I was like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that took it to a next level. Like here's how I equate it. Like, okay, this is like if you look at OJ and you're like, he killed people, but he also sped. That's the equivalent of him miming. I don't give two fucks about him miming when he did something much worse. Like too many people are focused on the miming part of it, and clearly multiple people have said like this guy, he's not able to play. He's tried to do it live. He did like a YouTube live thing, and
he's essentially like lip syncing as a guitarist, right? That's what I'm picking up.
And I'm like,
and he goes on tour.
Okay,
like,
really?
Like it's fucked
up.
up.
The balls.
Like, I would be. I'm not saying I'm okay, but the amount of things I've seen where people cover other bands, whether it's drummers, guitarists, whatever, you give credit, you say, hey, but they're usually covering like the biggest songs that everyone clearly knows. Oh, it's fucking Crazy Train, you know, whatever. This guy, he didn't give any coverage to much smaller folks. He probably figured, who's going to even know? I'm not saying I'm okay with that, but I'm saying the fact that he then took it to the next level of he's selling the tabs and all this other, then I'm like, okay, that's way, way too far. So I was okay with like someone who can remarket it better. And if he literally was like, I'm a cover channel.
Right.
I'm just better at marketing than the folks who originated it, but here's their original video. I'm actually, that would be one thing where I'd go, yeah, even if he's miming, that sucks. But like, let's be honest. If Instagram is the number one source of entertainment, he knows how to do it, right? That would be, that's my only devil's advocate. But that dies on the hill when he sells fucking tabs.
There you go.
I don't give a shit about the miming when it comes to like, that's the bigger issue here. So yeah, there's no redeemable quality for this guy. Like, I don't know if there is there a comeback? Is there a silver lining here? Like maybe now the folks that he ripped off can get some of the viewership, but like, let's be honest, all of us, if we're on Instagram, you probably watch a million things and it might be content stolen from somebody else and you might not even know.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're not going to care. So
there's a phrase out there that says, not to defend this guy, although that's the name of the game we're playing right now. There's a phrase out there that's good artists borrow and great artists steal. We've heard this one before? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
There's
the thing
no such
is,
thing as original content. I mean, it's
no,
it's all
no.
you know.
But right. What you said about the selling of the tabs thing, like taking money for reducing someone else's art, is that's the big nail in this fucking coffin right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hold a candle to, that prior idiom of good artists borrow, great artists steal if he's doing the skullduggery such as selling the tabs. Does anyone want to explain what selling tabs is? I don't know if you're how, because I only just found out what that meant.
Oh, so basically,
oh, go ahead, Jim.
No, I was gonna say, if you want to do it, Bri.
I mean, the easiest way is you're basically selling the chords for how to play the song on guitar.
Right, like
you're
a
basically
cheat
saying
sheet.
it's a music sheet for guitar that says like, here's how you do this song you just heard from me, but selling it at a premium.
But it wasn't his song.
It wasn't his, which is what's fucked up. And
right.
That's my number one issue. Like, I would even be okay if he was like had a deal selling guitars. Like,
right, that's not
nothing
that's
to do
divorced
with the music.
from the
like
from the art.
if he somehow was like, I'm selling merch on this, I'm selling whatever, I wouldn't love it. I'd be more okay. But to sell the music itself,
like a creative,
come up, like that's next level fucked up.
Yeah, like Agreed. If somebody ripped off our band, Bubble Gut and the Poops, man, I don't know what I'd do. If there's a way that we can, do you know anyone who can reverse engineer tabs? Because I have a 12 song album that AI helped me make. But I want to get a real band to kind of play the songs.
I mean, I'm sure you can get AI to tab it out and then to give it to a real band to play out.
Okay. Yeah. If you guys want to join, I need a drummer and I need somebody to play. Well, Cody's playing triangle. I put literal cues in there for you where it says triangle tings, and that's whenever you play the triangle. That way you can't fuck it up.
Tabs.
Dude, Jim, you actually just hit on something that I'm curious what you guys think. What would be more fucked up? What this guy did, which was a direct ripoff and then selling, or somebody that uses AI to say, listen to this guy's song and then generate based off of that, and then I can't be in trouble because I used AI to generate off of, like, it's still an AI generated.
So
and you make
did the AI plagiarize, or is the AI is not plagiarized?
I had Kendrick Lamar and Dave Chappelle edit my book, so
no, so that's going to be my argument, which is I feel like this is kind of like the realm that I live in, which is trying to find ways to justify things, sometimes in gray areas, almost like a lawyer, which is
a fairy.
Is he possibly saying, I'm just showing, it's like a white hat hacker saying, look, I'm just white hat AI hacking. I'm white hat AI hacking. Look, this is what happens if you just let the AI stroll about, do their thing, snag other people's information, and just remarket it.
I don't know about that.
That's if that's what's happening, he's doing a really good job of telling us that AI, there might be some dangers there.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, if he was a smarter man, he would have actually used that excuse and been like,
when he sees this, smart, he's going to now. Can we trademark it? Mail that to yourself, Ray.
Oh, I've stored that in the memory bank.
But yeah, really, instead of like doing a half-ass bad apology, you could just be like, look, guys, I'm a little bit of a fraud. I'm not creative. I put it into AI, and this is what they gave. I didn't know it took from these people. Like, I'm the victim too. Like, this is what he easily could have gone with.
That would have been a great defense, actually.
The only other defense he would have is like, I created an online character, so it's not me.
Oh, he doctor disrespected.
That basically
he's a hamburger guitarist.
Basically, he's like, hey, I never promised that was me playing this things. So like if he tried to remove himself from it, but like, yeah, to make amends, I don't know what you do at this point. Like, I doubt he can track down every tab he sold and then
No, he is not.
give it back. He's not going to do any of that. So it's like, all right, cool. Like this is one of those situations where a community called out somebody, and the guy that Jim, the one you mentioned, the first video, he actually started it all kind of like, hey, I was just kind of jokingly shitting on this guy, and then I found out that he might be doing something shady. So then he made the whole list of things. This is one of the few times where it's like just kind of shitting on someone, because I feel like that happens in music, YouTube, and all that all the time. It's like, look at this guy, he's doing this. It's like, all right, calm down, dude. But with his fucking newsy hat. But at that same time, you're also like,
Right, he's
no,
Irish. You should like
called
it.
out something, and he's the bad Irish. Let's put it that way.
One of the worst things. I'm
Irish on Irish crime.
Oh shit! That's
They do that a
Not
lot.
what
The IRA is
Ireland's
crazy.
all about, Jim. Come on.
Touche. Dirty Brit lover Brian. Go on.
Damn it, Jim. But no, like, I don't know. I looked at that and I just went, okay, like, this is one of those where it's nice that the community was able to call it out and address it. And this all happened within the span of a month. So very quickly, they were able to call him out. He lost deals and he got fucked over. Now, I don't know how long he's been doing his Instagram, where he's been generating funds off of it.
What was this guy's name? Giacomo
Torres. So it's like GIAC. Just write a bunch of Italian gibberish and you'll eventually find it.
Okay, squiggly name.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Randy sent us all the stuff, Cody.
Yeah, I had the
read it?
interns
Did
watch
I
all those
fucking
videos.
read it?
Of course, no, yeah, no, of course not. We ignore Randy. That's fine. In the group chats.
And he must have been starting to, what do you call it, like cull a lot of his content too. I mean, I know he's already gone through and deleted a shitload of YouTube videos, a shitload of his posts on Instagram, because there's no way you have only 300 posts and 700,000 followers on Instagram. So he's probably been doing a lot of
Damage control.
keeping,
Hold
damage
back.
control. Yes, yeah.
I will say the lesson to be learned is that the internet sleuths are the last profession that AI will overtake.
Yeah, really. Like you can't you just can't beat the
out
combined
of
like
control.
tism of a Reddit thread, basically.
The board
so good.
neckbeard wins.
They're so good. Yeah, they're so good.
But Ray, to that point, I almost feel like this is classic Icarus, right? Like he flew too close to the sun. He got too popular. If he had stayed in like a few levels down, no one would have picked it up. It's his popularity that got picked up by another guy that he could have
Flown
he
under
sold too
radar.
much shit. Yeah, like if he didn't get too popular, he probably would have been able to keep doing this little grift. And
But do we have control over that? I mean, the Rich Dickman Show
no.
hovers at 7.5 to 7 3/4 listeners.
Really? That's new.
I mean,
That's up there.
that's lore.
Must be
you know,
nice.
We got an
Oh, we
NPC
peaked
listening?
at 12, Ray. And
Yeah.
it's not, we have
Oh,
a
was it
massive
12? Oh, my
audience.
bad. My bad.
It's not that we have a lot of people, it's that each one individually are of mass.
Yeah.
Well, and of course, when the lady got the boob job, it went up, and then when she got the reduction, it went down. All those facts aside, the point is, can you really control that? That's the thing. I don't know if you can, and because of that, regardless, there are internet sleuths that are relentless. It's almost like that's just like we'll go sit here and play games for hours. They will analyze
Yes.
photographs for hours, like the
Pixels.
GTA 6 trailer. I like within hours, I'm getting notifications about this and that, the jiggle. I'm like, what the fuck is the jiggle?
Easter
Like,
eggs.
within moments, I'm like, I had no idea. Jiggle is not a word in my vocabulary. I thought I'd hear constantly in my notifications. So, internet sleuths. They'll surprise you every time.
it's both, I hate to say it, it's both sad and impressive at the same time, right? Like
Right?
Yes.
there's a level to that where you go, it's good they call out the bad, but for every like one bad they call out, there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
True.
what are we talking
Come
about here?
on.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, Jim, from all the normie views you've ever presented, this was such a, if he just didn't sell the tabs, I could maybe have been like, yeah, it's weird. I don't love it, but
It's like the last straw, right?
Yeah, like that was the one where I'm like, oh no. Like
I really
There's
wanted to test
nothing-
Brian's bullshit here. I wanted to test his powers, and even he couldn't do it.
as soon as I heard tabs being sold, I went, fuck. All right,
It
well,
is hard to come back from that.
Yeah, that's fucked up. You know? If he didn't sell them, I could have bullshitted some stuff here, but
Redemption Zero gone.
and let me reemphasize, him miming is such a low level of who gives a fuckery in light of everything else. Like, I don't care if every other performer is miming on Instagram.
Mhm.
If they got a following, guess what? They got a following just because they're good at marketing and social media. It's not
Social
I hate
media?
to say that. Yeah. Like, I know it's about like, oh, you should be showing performance skills. Let's be honest. That's not what the fuck social media is for. They don't care about that shit.
Well,
But yeah, that guy goddamn eye towels. What can I say?
so
With the racism over here.
He
The
sucks.
goddamn Irish throwing them under the bus.
can I get your guys' opinion on something real quick?
Mhm.
Go.
Okay. So if I do make Bubble Gut in the Poops, you guys help me. We come up to Philadelphia, Rim comes down, we record the 12 songs I have. I have some bangers on there. No safe word at Arby's. Are you kidding me? Like, it's epic shit. All right? Literally. So, when we do this, if we use
Not
the
if.
AI songs,
Not if
is
when.
that unethical? It's just a
gotta-
base to riff off of.
You have to be sure you're not plagiarizing.
I don't think I am. It's all original
And we-
from Sono.
We can't
Well,
sell
no-
the tabs.
But technically, nothing from AI is original, though, because it's
Well,
all.
not with that attitude.
It's all regurgitated.
That's why I can't get copyright on it till we make the actual fucking songs. That's why I'm trying to get you guys to buy in on this project. We can make merch, Bubble Gut and the Poops. Let's do
But
it.
now there's gonna be a band called Bubble Ass and the Shits, and they're like, "Wait, that's our song." Fucking AI took it from us. Never
Bubble
thought
Ass
that.
I mean,
and the
Randy,
Shits.
it's not like you have any websites to sell.
Oh, whatwouldjesusdraw.com
Yeah,
and
exactly.
HudsonBayDAO.org,
Oh my god.
AmericanSalaryman.com,
Which will lead to us potentially owning-
OpenCommonsRepublic.com.
Oh.
Randy, you are my favorite organic feedback loop. Let me just I just want to get that out there into the universe.
Cody, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, man, and I feel so validated in this moment. While you guys were talking, I was editing my SoundCloud profile. My DJ name is DJ Bangers MF. So SoundCloud.com/DJ_Bangers_MF.
I can't with this guy. I love it.
So
I love it.
it's been updated. I'll put that in the
Why?
chat for you boys.
Why?
His powers of promo
What?
are unmatched. I'm in awe right now.
Who
He's.
I feel like
lives
Enron
WWE.
could have used Randy. Right?
Boys, I got one question. So we know the end is near. What is the final date for episode 300?
And
We're not sure yet.
301, Brian.
I'm trying to get it in
301,
person.
301.
Let me ask
trying
you
to
a
get it in
rhetorical
person.
question. Let me ask you a rhetorical question. How consistent is your recording schedule?
Motherfucker.
Every Monday or Tuesday.
Oh.
Do you ever miss?
Sometimes
Yeah.
we miss it.
for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
We miss it.
you
We
know.
miss it here and there. Yeah, but like sometimes one of us will do a.
Oh, we never
we're-
miss. We're
if we're feeling-
contractually obligated.
If we're
We've
feeling
never
frisky,
missed.
one of us will do a singular show, or maybe one of us will have a guest to go on to help us out. But yeah, well, we have some weeks where we're just like, fuck it, who gives a shit. Yeah.
Y'all want a single say? Fuck it. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah, so we got what, like 4 episodes left? 3?
I don't know how to
So we got like 6 or so
3.
months before we. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, like last week I was in Florida and in a house. I swear to God, in Florida they use 1/4 inch, not 5/8 drywall. Like you can hear someone breathing. It's a fucking 10-bedroom Airbnb. You hear everything. You hear the neighbors. You hear
How many people had sex, Ray?
one,
Just
which
you?
was weird.
that's weird. It was all family. That's
We heard his
Oh,
parents.
fuck,
We
I'm
heard his
sorry,
parents.
I
What
just-
he's trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
not
not
saying.
cool.
My bad.
No, nobody wanted to hear it. No one's. We all knew the walls are. Construction in Florida is a sham. I'll put it that way.
Because it's all going to
there
go
was
into the ocean
Everyone
like
knew
tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. But because of that, we said, "Look, I can't record. You're going to hear everything. Just people running around, kids screaming, yelling.
You're
going
going to hear new slurs.
We had to skip. We had to skip a week. But yeah, we got a couple episodes. And what are we doing after that? Who knows?
Oh, our new podcast, Rants, Rabbit Holes, and Risks. RX3 for short. I
You
just came up with
finalized that, huh?
Yeah.
The interns really need some more training.
And
Lewis
I think they're
Lit
pretty good, Ray.
/ Randy.
And
needs
just
to
for
really
everyone
rein
out
his
there,
intern.
Rich Dickman, they just put out a couple days ago episode 298. So you boys are down to 3. The magic
Yep.
number is 3 before the end.
Before I
The
can ride off
end
into the
is
sunset.
near.
Fucking hell. Can't come fast enough.
Boys,
Cody, Ray,
I
your
really-
suffering's almost done. It's almost done. Your sentence is
I
up.
truly appreciate you boys coming on. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're
Make
welcome.
sure you're checking out them right before the final episode. Give them a listen. Make
Feels
sure.
weird
What
to
was that
promo
website again,
something.
Randy?
What's that?
What was that website again?
WhatWouldJesusDraw.com. WhatWouldJesusDraw.com. That's WhatWouldJesusDraw.com. The finest in AI art. You can get literally Rap God. Okay, it's Eminem and Jesus when Jesus pushed Eminem for 40 days and 40 nights to record the fast part of Rap God. All right,
The
you can
whole
get
song
that for
is fast.
$5.
Hell
But no, there's a part where he goes a little faster, and he does it on that other one too. I forget the name of it.
Rap deity.
Okay, I have a serious question, which is how can I download Jim and Brian? How can we download your podcast? Because
Yeah. How?
as I was in Florida and I was like, okay, I got a long flight, all the whole shebang.
the good
Download
stuff.
the podcast, listen on the flights to from all the stuff. No one will come on the show. Well, it says, oh, you can listen on Spotify. Yeah, fuck Spotify. Whatever you have on Spotify, it should like 2014, I don't know, 2019.
fucking Spotify. Yeah. So
It's good stuff. Good. I liked it. It was fun. Love listening, but not current. Where do we go to
No.
download the most recent?
So the
For
two
someone who wants to
primary ones
download.
right now are Podbean and
Oh.
iTunes. So we switched over because we were having issues with our website. Like there was some bullshit about the PHP of the website. All of a sudden it wouldn't support our podcasting. We migrated over to Podbean. For some reason, Spotify doesn't like that we migrated over. And even though I tried to switch it over, worked for iTunes and anywhere else, doesn't want to switch over for Spotify. I've tried like several times. So Podbean is the primary where it has it all, especially all new episodes, but iTunes still continued all the original episodes throughout. So Spotify, we're still trying to figure out. I'm just at the point where I'm like, it may be a lost cause, but I don't know. But outside that, we are on YouTube. And for everyone listening or watching, please make sure if you're listening to us, if you give us a 5-star rating, even if you want to bash Jim in the comments, we'll read each and every one of them on every one of these Power Hour podcasts.
Like
And
usual.
if you're watching on YouTube, make sure hit the notification bell, leave a comment. And
5
boys,
stars.
Truly appreciate you coming on. So thank you guys. Check out the Rich Dickman Show and give him a good send off for 301. Thank you, boys.
Thank you,
Cheers,
guys.
everybody.
It was a pleasure.